Today I had a DEXA scan, and what I learned is that from August 20th until today, I have lost nearly 3 pounds of muscle and I've gained nearly 6 pounds of fat. So, what I'm going to do today is go over the results of the comparison of both of those DEXA scans, why this happened, and what I'm going to do moving forward. So, what I did, I called my chat GPT Chad. So, I'm going to refer to it as Chad. I took the results from August and today and I put them into Chad to get an analysis. And that's what I want to go over with you first. So this is going to be broken down into 6 sections. We're going to start off with weight and body composition. I'm just going to say previous, and we know that previous means August 20th and current or today means today, which is November 14th. So previously, I was 130 pounds and now I'm 135 pounds, which is an increase of 5 pounds. My body fat percentage was 21.5%. Now it is 25.4% for an increase of 3.9%. My fat mass was 27.1 pounds and it's currently 32.9 pounds, and that's that increase of 5.8 pounds. And my lean mass went from 99.3 pounds down to 96.5 pounds for a decrease of 2.8 pounds. So that's the weight and body composition. Now we'll get into fat distribution. The android, which is your belly area, that went from 17.2% up to 22.7%. So that's an increase of 5.5%. Gynoid region, which is your hips and thighs, that went from 26.3% up to 29.9%. So that's an increase of 3.6%. My AG ratio, so the android to gynoid ratio, went from 0.65 to 0.76. Section 3 is visceral fat. Before, I was 0.93 pounds. I am currently 0.93 pounds. So there was no change to the visceral fat, which is the fat that surrounds your organs. Having a high amount of visceral fat is unhealthy. Now, this confirms, according to Chad, that this was not from overeating or inflammation, which is good. Next section, muscle loss breakdown. So it says nearly 3 pounds lost, especially legs and glutes. Now, I definitely was not trying to lose anything there, but here we are. It says caused by stopping strength training, walking, and creatine. I haven't taken creatine since a week after I stopped strength training, which was the end of September. It also says whole food, plant-based vegan diet relies on movement to maintain muscle, which I haven't really been doing to the degree as before. Section 5, bone density. Now that went from 1.225 to 1.240. So that was an increase of 0.015, which it's small, but it's significant. At least it didn't go down. And it says improved despite reduced training. Last, we have metabolism. My RMR was 1,311, and now it's 1,331, which means an increase of 20 calories. So it says metabolism stayed stable, no slowdown. I'm not going to have another scan done until January 2nd of 2026. I'll give you the suggestions, and then I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Daily walking, 30 to 40 minutes, plus weighted vest for 10 to 20 minutes. Calisthenics 2 to 3 times a week, lower, upper, and then full body. Creatine, 10 grams daily, and that's just because that's what I was doing before. So the goals, according to this, regain 1.5 to 3 pounds of muscle, lose 2 to 5 pounds of fat, stabilize visceral fat. Out of all the news that I got from the DEXA scan, that is what I'm most happiest about, visceral fat, because there was a time where mine was pretty high and it's recommended to be under 1 pound. So I'm still within that range. Something I was talking to my husband about today is a big difference from this current version of me and previous versions. I would have given up. I wouldn't even have gone and gotten a scan done today. And I think it was important because even though I'm not like led by the number on the scale, it doesn't look like it was a lot of weight. But what I'm most concerned about is the fat. And looking at the scans side by side, you can visually see where there is quite a bit more yellow. So if you look at the color mapping, the percentage of fat, green is low, yellow is medium, and red is high. Now, I already had some in that hip region, but you can see that there was a bit of an increase there. And there's also an increase of yellow in this whole region. So it's just kind of like it all accumulates, which for me, whenever I would gain weight in the past, that's the first area. So what I like about this is I have a visual representation and I have the numbers. So I have a baseline, right? I know where I'm starting. So as long as there's some improvement by the next DEXA scan, then I'm okay. Now, if January 2nd rolls around and I've implemented walking again and strength training and doing calisthenics and we're still going in the wrong direction, then I'll know that I need to do something else. But for now, I'm keeping my food intake. All of that is going to stay the same. And I'm going to incorporate movement. So we'll see how that goes. Do I expect to lose 6 pounds between now and January 2nd? Absolutely not. Now, if I did, that would be incredible, but I'm not trying to go extreme. So I will be walking and I will be strength training just 3 days a week. And I'm also incorporating calisthenics. So that's my plan. I'm going to stick with it. I am a person who, when I put my mind to something, I can do it. And that's what I want you to have too. So I can dwell on, well, if I'd been doing this and this, I wouldn't be here, but I wasn't moving my body. I think it's very important to have this self awareness and take accountability. I know I wasn't doing the things that I needed to be doing. So it shouldn't be a surprise that my DEXA scan turned out the way that it did today. It is so important not to beat yourself up. We're going to have slip ups. That is a part of the process. The goal is to get to a point where my systems are in place and I'm not having these deviations. So I am giving myself grace. I'm not beating myself up because at the end of the day, what is that going to do? I know what I need to do. You know what I need to do. You can hold me accountable, but most importantly, I'm going to hold myself accountable. That is all I have for you today. Hopefully, you'll join the live stream on Monday. It's every Monday at 7 o'clock. And remember, we can share our journeys, but we should never compare them. Bye.